I didn't even see him. I heard they're having him down with like Loveland at the ranch.
Oh,
You
really?
know, yeah, and so like I typical. I think, or we went and ate, had a pretty good one, Old Town, and it was pretty dang good. Actually,
Nice.
went to this place called Social and this other restaurant, and then it was about done by dinner about 8. Probably was sleeping about 9, ish.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those.
Just just living that old man life.
Yeah, it was serious. And it's about half open. It's different when you travel from west to east in the
Oh
state. I guess
yeah.
from Craig here,
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's it
so
was the same thing. I was in 4 different airports this weekend, and I didn't wear a mask. I told them I had asthma.
I got in a pretty good verbal confrontation at the hotel lobby about masks as
Did you
well.
really?
I really did. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It
What
was
those bastards have to say?
well, it wasn't the hotel, it was this other old guy. And I was
Oh
just
shit.
sitting down. I was sitting he's probably like I say old, but I mean everybody's listening that's 60 something. I didn't mean anything like that by that.
Yeah.
He was an
I don't
older
think we
gentleman.
went live yet, so don't worry about
Okay.
it.
But he was an older guy. And he just started reaming my ass. I didn't have a mask on. I was sitting down in my own little spot, regardless of the mask rule or non-rule, whatever the hell you want to fight about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's come to terms. If you're sitting in the table, you're good. And this
Yeah.
guy is, and I'm not. I don't know if whatever. I'm not even trying to get into that. The main purpose of the story was this guy just starts reaming my ass, and he's pulling his mask down. These fucking guys, these fucking people aren't wearing their masks. I'm like, hey, asshole, fucking shut up. You better put your mask on. I'm like, I'm not putting my fucking mask on. I said, you better put your mask back over your nose. Then he flips me off and we're yelling at each other and everything. And then like 4 minutes later, he comes, he's like, hey, I'm just mad at the hotel. We're cool. I'm like,
Oh
okay,
shit.
whatever. Whatever.
You just realize you made the dick out of yourself, and now you're trying to make up for it.
That's exactly what it was. It was an impressive show of. It was just holy fuckery.
Yeah, it was so weird traveling. Like it just felt creepy traveling. Like everybody's got their face covered up, and it just felt like weird.
Oh, it's just a little bit different, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
to the extent,
it's yeah.
like I drove by. I mean, you drive by like a Chili's, and I'm not saying okay, Chili's a barometer of the economy or anything else, but usually your neighborhood Chili's has some people in it.
Yeah,
And rarely have I seen one have people in it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I know, I know that's not the whole business model now, but
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird.
yeah, that's like the whole thing. I think what people are saying, like, well, what in the hell do we do? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, and it's just it's crazy, but like at some point, I don't know about, maybe I'm just more radical than most people, but I don't like a mask. I work in a feedlot, and if anybody should be wearing a mask on a regular basis, it's probably me. And I imagine they could probably scrape about a solid eighth of an inch of shit dust out of my lungs at this point. But I just I don't know. I just don't like wearing a mask. I don't. They fog up my glasses or my sunglasses regardless, and then I can't breathe. And I don't think you're gonna get people to just wear a mask constantly. And I don't think most of these governors and commissioners and everything, I don't think they have the heart to actually try and enforce any of it. So I know. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's just weird, and I mean, I like I said, the mask political fight is lost on me just because I don't know. It's like I don't even know what the hell is going on. I'm just what I'm frustrated is another thing to fight about. It's like, God, do we have to debate again?
Oh, I know it. It's just it's a mess.
It is, man. It is a total just craziness.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where it's all going, but how's the cattle market looking? I was busy all last week and I didn't follow it a lick.
Honestly, it's like the cattle market like doing its usual deal of going higher steadily when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
You know, like it's been devastation it's been devastation up until then, but it's then like, you know, we're kind of up $20 off the bottom. That like we sold cows at Loma on the end of June, that last sale we had before the 4th. Like we sold a lot of cows 72 to 74 cents.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's some of these culls bringing back some, like, you know, if you had a good sized cow, bringing you back $1,100 a head.
Damn.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not so bad at all.
You know, and then the 90-cent bull on a big old bull, say a 5-year-old 2,100-pound bull, you know, 92, I think we topped it out with 92, 93. And then there was some 660 weight heifers in the 30s, you know, they're on the spot market. And then,
Yeah.
you know, they had the Superior video, their big one that they call the Week in the Rockies, but this year they just did it in Fort Worth because of all the stuff going on with COVID.
Yeah.
But anyways, like they were selling 9 weights for September delivery out of Western Colorado mountains for mid 30s, 130, 36, you know, and then today they're selling 5 weight calves, 550 to 500 pound steers, ball and steers for 155 to 160 some. So I mean, and the futures market is taken kind of it's recovered up to $1 on most of the fats and $1.03, $1.04 on like those October fall months, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's nothing to completely write home about, but it's way better. I mean, I think it's better than expectations right now, especially with some of these people selling some of their calves on the forward contract market. Once again, I think it's up and down and spotty. I do think these like kind of like these traceability programs are paying a little bit. I think willingness to be natural is paying a premium, you know. And if your calves are that right kind of handy weight, kind of a bigger 6 weight calf is going to kind of bring the most dollars per head right now. Coming out in middle of October, that's kind of the sweet spot, looks like. We're like a 550 weight calf coming in the first part of November. I mean, that's where, if anything got soft or that I saw, that was probably a little softer spot. But to say soft on a sale on these numbers is, you know, I don't think it was soft at all. I think it was pretty legit. And I mean, the market, I don't know what it's going to do from here. This $1 has been this resistance level in this summer month, right? And I think you got to make it back to a little bit different thing like demand. You know, like restaurants and everything opening back up. What's that going to do? Or how far are they going to open, McKinley? And what is that demand going to mean? I mean, that's the next question.
Yeah, and well, like I see that like Texas is starting to roll back some of theirs, but what's his face? There is getting a lot of pushback from that. So I honestly I don't know what the hell it's all going to do, but
well, I mean, I think like you said, there's a lot of pushback. I don't think there could be a second shutdown.
I don't think so either.
It's a death blow.
Yeah, and I think that people are having. I mean, you saw Los Angeles being patriotic over the 4th, and like that's something I don't think you see very often. You know, they said no fireworks, and
Oh, that was beautiful.
the whole city of LA said America, and and lit them off anyways. And so I think when you get, especially like a state like Texas, uh, they're gonna flip old Abbott the bird and open up anyways, and say come try and shut me down. And so I think that demand for beef is gonna spike pretty sharply.
Well, and that's what that's really what the case has got to be made to get this deal like over $1, which we should be. I mean, come on, we're talking about $1 a hundredweight.
Yeah,
You know, and this beef demand, if it doesn't back off any, then there's got to be a spring. And especially if the stock market's way up here at, however many 3,100, pretty
yeah,
much a full recovery. You know what I mean? Last year
yeah.
we were kind of just into the 3,100, and we had a bustling economy. So, I mean, the signs are saying, hey, it's, you know what I mean? This demand should be really, really good.
Yeah,
And that should slingshot us even higher.
I think so. I hope so. Anyways, I know I don't see the demand decreasing any at all. I mean, I just don't see it.
Well, me neither. I mean, well, the only question is back to where we think this economy is too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the main question. Like, and it looks like it's kind of wanting to go. The beef demand as a whole looks just crazy. Now, I've read articles, okay, and they're probably written by left-wing radicals, all right? Because I don't know which articles I read. I just pick stuff up related to beef, whatever.
yeah.
And the talking about how the meat demand has.
You there, Georgie?
Sorry, can you hear me?
I got you now.
Hold on a second. I got some kind of screwy deal going on here.
Oh, well, in the meantime, let me tell you about the sponsors of this show here,
Yes.
particularly George Raftopoulos and Loma Livestock. They're best goddamn sale barn in North America. We've already upgraded you to the whole continent now, George, because
thank you.
it's we're not an actual news publication, so I can do that, and it's a comedy show. They're located at 1369 12 and a half Road there in Loma, Colorado. Got a sale this Friday, this Friday, right?
This Friday, man, coming up right here, July 10th.
July 10th, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Cows
and actually, I just moved it up for this sale in July because of the heat. 8 a.m.
8
That's the
a.m.
only chance.
That is a cattleman right there, fellas and ladies. that is doing the best thing you can for the cattle and the people. Yeah, you might have to start a little bit earlier, but you know what? You'll be done a little bit earlier too, and those cattle will sure appreciate it. If you can't make it to the sale, well, we kind of hate you, but we don't hate you that bad. You can just go over to dvauction.com, click on the Loma Livestock tab. You can watch it there, and you can bid on it right there, and you won't be such an asshole.
Exactly. You'll be out of the asshole pool. Nobody wants to be an asshole.
No, nobody wants to be an asshole. Nobody cares for assholes. So don't be an asshole. If you can't make it to the sale, go watch it on dvauction.com. Any other questions you got for them, give George a holler, 970-858-9988. Check out the website, lomalivestock.com.
Or hit us up on Facebook. Messenger is a great deal.
All right, there you go. Also on Facebook, Loma Livestock. Shoot him a message. Next up, we got Stetson Ranch up there in Fromberg, Montana. This family is trying to build a legacy type ranch, and they're in a perfect spot to do it. It is a beautiful ranch right there outside of Billings, a little ways, right on the Clark's Fork of the Yellowstone River. They are doing direct consumer beef. out of registered Angus cows and registered Hereford bulls. We got F1 Baldies getting ready to hit the packing house. They're selling full beef all the way down to eighth of a beef package. And if you got any questions about them and how do you get a hold of some of that just top-notch Montana beef, you give Jesse Stetson a holler. He's at Jese Stetson on Instagram, Jese Stetson on Facebook. That's one S, Jese. And that he'll get you set up. He'll get you some more information. And it's a good damn ranch and a good damn beef program they got going on. And you got to go check them out. Next up, Nick Allen Lute, Braided Rawhide Hondas. He's Rawhide Braider extraordinaire, buckaroo type cowboy in Dighton, Kansas. Right now, he's specializing in these Rawhide Hondas. They're tough, they're fast, add a little weight to your loop, and I don't think you'll ever break one, but if you do, send it on back. Nick will build you a new one for free because he's that type of guy. And if you want to get a hold of one of these bad boys, check him out on Facebook, Nick Allen Lute, on Instagram at Will Cowboy for Food. And finally, last but not least, we got Matt Wilson out of Silver Lake, Oregon, with his handmade bridle bits. These things are awesome. I got one on my bridle right now. You got to see this bad boy, George. It is a little vaquero with a quirt, just spurring the fuck out of a T-Rex. Out of a big awesome copper concho. It's it's pretty rad. Matt's a working buckaroo type cowboy out of Oregon. He's a hell of a musician.
Gotta
He's got
love
a really neat family. His wife is just funnier than hell, and she can sing like you wouldn't believe. Matt's a damn good songwriter, and even better. Wow. Well, I don't know if I want to say even better, but he's just a damn good bridle bit maker, and he's making them at working cowboy prices. So you're gonna have to spend a little bit, but you don't gotta auction off your middle child or one of your dogs to get one. So check him out online, Instagram at Wampus Cat Sound, WAMPUS Cat Sound, all one word. And all these guys and ladies that have sponsored us, let them know you heard about it on Burning Daylight podcast, so I can tell my sponsors that, hey, I'm doing my job. So, how about that, George?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I'm impressed with a few things. Mainly your list of sponsors, how it's grown.
It's pretty cool.
Ain't bad at all. That's awesome, man. And then, a lot of cool. The sponsors seem like they're doing a lot of cool stuff. I mean, Stetson Ranch thinks that's a pretty cool deal they got going, and the whole list of sponsors seem like they have some great products.
Hell yeah, man! It's people helping people. It's a wonderful thing, and got awesome. pretty good response from the audience. They like good small businesses and handmade gear, so it works out good. And, and they also happen to like the best goddamn sale barn in North America.
In North America, and that was the other thing I'm impressed with. I'm just loving to take that step to the continent. It feels better than country at this point, and the country's amazing too. I mean, let's not be, but so I appreciate that.
You bet. Well, I mean, let's face it though. I mean, Canada, they're cool and all, but they're basically just an appendage of the U.S. and we might as well just annex Mexico at this point. I think it'd do the whole world a better favor.
So we're pretty much USA, America.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, come on, that's what it's all about. And like you said about the fireworks in LA or wherever that was, that's a beautiful thing. I mean, that makes you happy.
It
brings
really
a tear to your eye.
It really does. You pretty well wrote off California at this point. Sorry, folks living in Northern California and the Eastern Sierras. I know you guys are good folks. We're talking about the rest of the shitheads in California. We pretty well wrote them off. But then you see something like that, and you're like, well, shit, maybe California ain't dead yet. So,
and you know what? I almost I mean, California with that kind of move was like that was some big stuff. I know it's not all the way removal, but at least you know it's still in there a little bit, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely, absolutely. But it was good to see, and it's just it's I think for all the crazy shit that's going on, it's always good to have an awesome holiday. Birthday of this great country. Which was founded on a little bit of rebellion and civil and uncivil disobedience, and you see even a place as left wing hellhole as L.A. Uh, doing a little bit of rebelling on their own. It's pretty cool to see. It makes you, hey, we got that fiery don't fuck with me spirit here in the U.S. So that's good to see.
And that's just, I mean, and it goes right back to what we were talking about demand in the cattle market and this beef and live cattle and everything else. I mean, with that kind of like try, hopefully the whole country's got it and even can fight through this deal. Like you said, I mean, COVID as a deal is out there and it does kill people. There's no doubt about it. But we know we can't second shut down again. So, I mean, if I think we can just keep pushing through a little bit, and that might lead to some surprises in the cattle deal.
I
Like you
think
said,
so.
the prices right now aren't terrible. Um, that we're seeing, they're come back up a lot. Shit, if we
Yeah,
get that extra pop though, that little bit of extra nudge to the top, boy, that'll heal up a lot of things.
yeah, yeah, for sure. What have you been hearing on the Prime Act here lately? Has there been any movement on that?
I don't think so. Not that I've heard. And for most of the movement, like most of the time, I mean, slow recovery in the market kind of subdues a lot of these movements, it seems like. And the
Yep.
recovery of the federal slaughter, I mean, the recovery of the plants kind of processing again, I think has led to some quietness. Also, some other things going on, 4th of July. And I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
that has a lot to do with it. And we're almost like in some ways, we're becoming more like Europe than I'd like to see as far as summer holiday, like they call it. After
Oh
the
shit.
4th, after the 4th to Labor Day, it's hard to get anything done. You know what
I
I mean?
I know it. It's I those fucking people in Washington. Golly,
I,
it just
I, it,
they're absolutely
that's
worthless.
well, that's why the thing is just like what we were talking about the LA fireworks and the rebellion to build the countries. We weren't built to wait on them, and it
No,
wasn't built for them to wait on us. Like, I mean, things are happening right now. You know what I
I
mean?
know it.
And there's people that are moving and making it happen. And I mean, I
Yeah,
think there's still these government programs that I'm signing up for. A lot of people are, and they should be. Okay.
yeah,
That's nothing against getting some of that's available to help you go, but that shouldn't turn, it should use it to add to your profitability and, use that money wisely to expand, to,
yeah, exactly. And
to
and
do
maybe
more for it.
put yourself in a better situation in case something like this, God forbid, ever happened again.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows, I think the Spanish flu lasted, a decent amount of time, maybe 2 years. I
Yeah.
mean, this thing might be with us for an extended period of time. You know what I mean? I mean, we don't just blink and it's over, regardless of what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not even,
Yeah.
but I
And
just
and
want,
if as a virus, it ain't going anywhere. It's just we either got get resistant to it, or we got to find some way to treat it. So one of the two, and
yeah,
that's really our only options. And I think we found out that people are just tired of being at home and tired of being out of
well,
work. So it's looking
yeah,
it's looking
yeah.
up, I'd say.
And I guess like I think we talked about this before too. A little bit of a bright side is, I mean, I think you got a lot more down home values coming back, and that sounds a little maybe too corny from what I'm talking about, but
Corn
It's
it
more
up, George.
local.
Corn it the
You
fuck
know,
up.
I corned the
It's
shit
all
out of
good
that
here.
one. Golly. What I mean is, people are staying more around home,
Yep.
ish, because there's not a lot of other things to do, you know.
Yep. Yeah,
So
and you know, there's a lot of opportunity. Like you said, the market's kind of rebounding a little bit, and you know, on the other side of things, there people are getting a little worried about the state of the food supply chain,
yeah.
and that's also a good thing because they're going to start asking like, hey, how do we not have this type of deal again? And that's so hopefully when they ever get back from you know, summer recess or whatever the fuck they call it, maybe we can get some more movement towards this Prime Act, which will really help the small, you know, the small producer, the small packer, and it's going to bring overall competitive back a little bit more back to the overall cattle market in general.
And I'd say something, McKinley, that I was thinking about. These smaller processors are the ones that it really could benefit, right? But they have a problem with scale. Okay, either it's the generation that's running it, that's the older generation that doesn't want to take that kind of risk upon themselves, right? Or doesn't want to do the labor, maybe it's skilled labor. And kind of to piggyback off the Prime Act, but to do it maybe in a different way, is the next round of funding that comes, because I think there'll be another round. Just if there's a resurgence, and a lot of these businesses, there's going to have to be some businesses, restaurants, bars, different stuff probably fail too. They're not going to save all of them, but say there's another round of funding on all this shit. I even lost my freaking thought, and it was a damn good one, dude, because I saw a bird. I saw a bird and I got distracted. Where was I before I started the funding? Where was I before I started the funding? Do you remember? Because I lulled myself to sleep.
We were talking about how this this kind of farm to table movement has kind of surged a little bit.
Another round of funding goes, well, I don't give some funding or maybe some forgivable loans to somebody who wants to expand one of those smaller processors. To start one up. So it's like the Prime Act amped up, a little hybrid mixed into the bill that opens up a certain amount of money fairly easy for smaller processors.
Yeah,
I think because I mean, who knows? I don't think it'll come through the plants again, but that's not a guarantee. I mean, they should be the ones that are the best for it now, immunity and everything, protocol and everything. But the smaller processors, like you said, they're still going to keep busy throughout this.
Oh yeah, they're I mean they're booked out till the end of the year or past even. You know, it's been a really good thing seeing that surge in people just wanting to buy local beef, like buy from somebody that they know and trust, and that's a good movement, and that's opportunity for producers at every level, you know, and it's just a good movement, and I think, like you said, if anybody's going to get some of this bailout money, it ought to be small producers. I don't think we need to be bailing out the NBA and the NFL. I mean, they just signed Patty Mahomes for $500 million. I think they can handle this pandemic a little bit better than Morai Meats in Fallon, Nevada. You know?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's exactly right. And I'm just looking up to see a rare sight anymore, and that's an airplane. Flying across the sky. But I mean, that's just the crazy. Oh, the one other thing that I wanted to talk about is kind of crazy is Coors Light in a can. Anheuser-Busch pretty much bought all the aluminum there was to buy. They can't find Coors Light cans around Craig right now. They said they're just getting short on aluminum.
No shit.
I don't know how much validity there is to that, so some of the guys will have to check that out. But I just don't wonder if that's some kind of inflation, just another side of inflation that we're starting to see throughout all these. You know what I mean?
Oh,
even
man,
in the cattle.
Oh yeah, yeah. That inflation. boy, it's a real motherfucker, and we're gonna have a bunch of that. What have they put in already? Like something like
3 trillion or 4.
yeah, like just doubled the net or the yearly budget, and oh yeah, yep, we're gonna feel that inflation for a while.
And as far as commodity pricing, I mean, aluminum's a commodity, those metals and stuff, you'd hope that maybe in some ways, if your costs are inflating, that's another reason, kind of another bullish reason for the cattle too. I mean, if it's allowed, but the other thing is there's a huge supply of protein, they say too. So maybe it's not effective there.
Yeah. Well, cool. So how's this week's sale looking?
I think we're going to have some, I think if we get to 300, I'd be surprised, 300 total head. I think we'll be around 200. I think just a little smaller. It's going to be hot, but also we're fighting some drought around us pretty good. So it's hard to tell. It could be like the last set of, kind of culling your cows before you go to the mountain. Could get that kind of last push right there.
Yeah.
And like I said, the weigh cow market's good. So if you have something that's kind of on the edge, it's paying good money right now to bring him into town. I think that market's as good as any market. So I think we're going to expect a very few run of feeders. We're going to have some pairs, at least 30 pairs probably, with like 300-pound calves on them, nice big calves. And then probably about 80 of those weigh cows, 20 bulls maybe. That's what I'm kind of expecting.
Cool. Did you have any fed cattle at your last sale?
I did not. We did single out some like 1,000-pounders, 900-pounders. They brought some good money, like in the 40s, 130, 140, just one or two of them. Didn't have any fed cattle, and I was gonna bring them. I need to bring them over, and I might just get through July again with the heat, like maybe get into August. What I'm hoping is catching some monsoons in August, and then running some fed cattle again in August, like maybe 10 head, one at a time per sale.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Just mix it up.
Hell
and I'm doing a lot of stuff with like I'm just starting to do a lot of stuff with high frequency tags and fiber optic internet into the barn. And so everything will get a high frequency tag that checks in. And eventually I'll individually weigh every calf, the next few weeks. And so then I'll have a record. And then we'll be able to track it all the way through and get a good, it'll be cool. So kind of integrating a little more technology and making sure that internet bidding is as fast as we possibly can get it.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. That's it's a cool thing you got going on there. I like how you're taking this technology and running with it and trying to make it better for your consumer, and that's the name of the game.
Absolutely, man. That's just like you growing the podcast.
Hey, so I had my highest total download day ever today, and
really,
I think I had 446 total downloads today.
Nice work.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I was like, I woke up this morning. I looked at my ticker and it was already over 200. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a big day. And so it blew my previous record out of the water by over 100 downloads. So it was a pretty cool day over here in nerdy podcast land.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's really cool. Actually, that's really cool.
Yeah. So
that's awesome, man. It's starting to take off.
Yeah, I just switched to a different hosting platform. I think they're going to serve me a little bit better. They put me on a few more different platforms, and I've already seen an increase in numbers. So I don't know if that's strictly to the new platform or if I'm just getting a surge in new listeners or people catching up. But I don't care what the case is. It's been a hell of a week on my end. So we've been rocking and rolling pretty good.
That's what it's all about, man. We're just basing it. We started talking about a long time when you started doing this on the social media platforms and everything. I mean, we're going to get a great reach.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're reaching out there. We're reaching people all over the country. I got some Scandinavian downloads the other day. We had some downloads from like Norway and Sweden and UK and everywhere. So yeah, we're
awesome.
global now, buddy.
Hey, I love it. You're doing great, man. I'm glad to be along for the ride.
You bet. It's but hey, this studio setup wouldn't have been possible without Loma Livestock supporting us along. So me and the whole team I've got over here that don't get paid anything, but that's all right. Let's get over it. But we all appreciate what you've contributed to, George, and I just enjoy talking markets and just talking a little bit of shit here.
Yeah, me too.
Once a
Well,
week.
I appreciate the coverage. It's worked good both ways, man. Just like a
Yes,
good
sir.
deal.
Yes, sir.
Like Brent Romick says, a good deal for everybody is a good deal for everybody.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I'll have to get over there. I want to come over for one of your big production sales and just do a whole spotlight with you and your family and get your old man and your brother and talking about Loma Livestock and Diamond Peak and then what the future looks like in Northwest Colorado.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Yes. That'd be great.
You bet. Well, George, I think we better wrap it up so I can.
Let's do it.
Get this thing posted. So sign us off, man.
Let's get to going because we're burning daylight, buddy. Maybe starlight.
Yes, sir.
But
you bet. All right.
All right, McCue, buddy.
You take care, man.
You too, man. We'll talk to you later.